because I had a lot of plans on going to a lot of Halloween parties, a lot of Halloween events. However, I got regularly sick. Like I'm just
Oh, wow.
regular sick. Like no
Okay.
COVID. It's just a common
Yeah.
cold. A
Yeah.
runny nose. Apparently, that was my Halloween costume this weekend was to be a
Okay.
sick person, and it makes me upset because I don't want to go all January 6th Kyrie Irving on you guys, but I just feel like if you got the COVID vaccine, then you should be exempt from getting the regular common cold. Like you should be exempt from ever getting sick again if you got the vaccine. I'm very disappointed.
Oh,
You
it's
should be
supposed to be
exempt from it.
forever immunity. Oh,
Like
okay.
a forever
Oh,
immunity.
jeez.
Just like the road dog Jesse James getting the job in WWE if Triple H is in charge, forever immune to
Wow.
ever like not going away, just been there forever. It's like when you do really good on the final project in class and you're exempt from the final exam. That's what it should be like. So that was my
Yeah.
weekend. I did find some kids and beat them up and take their candy. So that was pretty cool.
But
But other, huh?
today is Halloween. Like you trick or treat today, right?
Bro, Halloween has been like 13 days this year. It's just been like
That's hilarious.
nonstop Halloween. I didn't even realize today was Halloween, apparently.
Yeah. Today's
So,
officially Halloween.
yeah,
So,
so I
yeah.
got my spider, you know what I mean? I got my
Okay.
spider that that
Well,
that runs, this is a spider, and I got my us
yeah.
I
Oh,
got my
oh, you
us
are
sweatshirt La
you are
Puta
dressed for the yeah,
on here, so we
you're
are
dressed for the
ready
occasion.
for it, man. We ready for it.
Well, sweet. If you guys are just joining us again, this is Women's Wrestling Talk, the number one wrestling show on the planet. I am Gerard Bonner. He, got to get used to that, is Kane McCoy. And we've got a fun show planned. It's been a very, very busy weekend in the world of wrestling, and we're going
Yes.
to hop to it. What do
The
we have
top
going
rope.
as we go off the top rope? Give us our first story, Kane.
Yeah, G Money. There was a lot of return hype, a lot of speculation that came to be with the return of Emma. We last saw Emma about 5 years ago in WWE. She since has been on the Indies doing her thizzle on her government name to Neil Dashwood. There you see her right there. She's kind of got the hybrid from the Influence look going on right now. We last
Mm-hmm.
saw her in Impact Wrestling a couple months ago. She had a pretty good, successful stint there, becoming Impact Knockouts Tag Champion via the Influence. I'm a little upset that Caleb with a K isn't with her on SmackDown, but she made her return as Emma. There was speculation that she will be on her Tenille Dashwood gimmick, but she's using the Emma name with a little bit of the Tenille Dashwood gimmick, and she made her return, and she took on Ronda Rousey in the Open Challenge. I'm a little that she was fed to Ronda. I was kind of hoping that she'll have a bigger impact. See what I did there? Because she just left Impact. But she actually shared a statement talking about how 5 years ago she was heartbroken, feeling like her dream had came to an end, and today her heart is so full. She's overwhelmed by the support, and she feels like she has unfinished business to take care of, and she is home in WWE. G Money.
Yeah, well, that's pretty cool. I'm never a fan of someone making their debut or re-debut and fighting a champion because it's almost a guarantee that they're not going to win, and how much higher do you go after you fought the SmackDown Women's Champion? But clearly, for her, this return wasn't necessarily about championships as much as it was about being able to come home. And so I think it's interesting because 5 years is a long time to be away. And
Ooh.
considering she's been in a place like Impact, which there may be a number of WWE fans that have not watched her work in Impact. You could kind of tell from the response that it was a bit mixed. There were those who
Yeah.
realized who she was, and there were those who were just like, and this is and it's interesting too because when she walked away, she was kind of in between gimmicks, of course, in terms of the evolution of Emma, and of course the whole Tenille Dashwood went another direction. So this is all pretty interesting, but again, it's good to have her back. And a few weeks ago we talked about what the SmackDown women's roster looks like. I think it's a win certainly to have Emma on the roster. Again, more people to create more competition and more stories.
Absolutely. And I think one of the benefits is you do have that growing roster. She is a veteran. Obviously, she's been wrestling since she was like 14 years old. So she's been in the game for a very, very long time. And I think it brings something new to the division. Reports state that she will be on SmackDown. This isn't a one-time thing. She actually is going to be on the SmackDown roster. So she has a contract, man. So she's going to be on there. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens with Emma. Is she going to have to see Carmella because remember, Carmella kind of took the Emma gimmick that was the Emmalina thing. It kind of went to Carmella and whatnot. So it'll be very interesting what happens with that. Hey, maybe with Emma being Australian, Rhea Ripley, Australian, they could be like the vicious Vegemites or something.
No, thank you.
Who said that? I don't see TV.
Our backstage producer is doing that, and we are appreciative for that. And she's back,
and there she goes. Way to make an impact like Emma. Hey, sometimes you gotta summon people. It's Halloween, so sometimes you do things to open up the crypt, and I do my womp womps and TK's appears. And just real quick, big shouts to Impact Wrestling because they have served as like rehabilitation center for a lot of these wrestlers. I mean, you look at Emma. You look at who else, like W. Morrissey going to Impact. I'm sorry, going to AEW. You look at Matt Cardona. You look at a plethora of wrestlers who have kind of gone to Impact to like rehabilitate themselves and be better for it. So good for them that they can go there and be seen and kind of get hype. So really big shouts to Impact. As like my
what was that?
It's Halloween, it's spooky season, so it's the only reason why things have to be falling around me apparently.
All right, well, let's move on to our next story.
Let's go to a story that I don't know any of us saw potentially happening this weekend. So of course, when we left you Friday, we were talking about who could be the mystery partner in a tag match that was supposed to happen involving Legado del Fantasma and Hit Row, as Kane completely falls apart over there. We did find out that that tag team partner would be Shinsuke Nakamura, which some were like, this doesn't fit. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Well, nobody's talking about that because all the news right now is about the announcement made by Pro Wrestling Noah. Shinsuke Nakamura is returning to Tokyo, Japan to take on the Great Muta as part of Pro Wrestling Noah and as part of the Great Muta's retirement tour. He's retiring actually at the end of January. And so this is a really, really big deal, a big way to start 2023. Shinsuke Nakamura, obviously a huge star in Japan. And for those unfamiliar with Japan, if you're not careful, you might think that Japan is one promotion, which is New Japan Pro Wrestling, but it's not. It's New Japan, you've got All Japan, you've got Stardom, you've got DDT, and you have Pro Wrestling Noah. That's at least 5 there in Japan. And Pro Wrestling Noah has done some really significant things. But the idea that this is happening now, Shinsuke Nakamura was like a god over in New Japan, and he was the youngest man to become the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. And so him still being under contract in WWE, going over to Pro Wrestling Noah, it's kind of arguably the real Forbidden Door, as some are saying. So this is happening January 1st, and it could be one of the reasons why we don't have day one. I know when we talked about that story before, we talked about scheduling conflicts, but we at the time didn't know what they all were. It's kind of hard for someone like Shinsuke to be at day one if he's going to be over in Japan fighting the Great Muta. So that's going to be huge.
Yeah, we saw this over the weekend, and we went to the chat immediately popping. We do love watching some Paraso at 3 a.m. in the morning, and to see this happen, Shinsuke in Pro Wrestling Noah, Just the history. Shinsuke is probably one of the biggest stars to ever come over from Japan. The Great Muta, obviously, currently books everything at Pro Wrestling Noah, and the history with them, with the mess Exodus from Misawa back in 2000 from All Japan, and everything with the GHC championship. And I mean, this is big, and I think this is the first shoe to drop on what's going on with WWE and their presence in Japan. We know how hard it was for WWE to infiltrate in Japan by doing NXT, which is why they're kind of concentrated on Europe, because there's no big promotion. But in Japan, they already have established promotions out there. So I think this is their way of kind of like getting in, they're sneaking in the forbidden door, if you will, and kind of build them that relationship that way by starting with Pro Wrestling Noah, who of course has a relationship with either with All Japan or with New Japan. I think they're going to go with New Japan, seeing how the Shinsuke connection with New Japan is already there. And as I've been saying, Sasha Banks, Mercedes.
Oh my
January 4th.
Get him.
This event.
Get him.
Open the box. I'm just saying, the Bukadin show is January 1st. Wrestle Kingdom is January 4th. I just want to see Sasha Banks. So Carrie saying Wrestle Kingdom.
Here's the real. I think the bigger issue here is the fact that usually the first big show of the year coming out of Japan is Wrestle Kingdom on January 4th. For Pro Wrestling Noah to pull a coup like this on January 1st, shots fired, okay? That's going to be a really, really big deal. And again, I'm pumped for that. Now, whatever in the box he was talking about, I don't know, because I'm still stuck on the first.
None of us do.
I'm not doing that at all. But it does now start to lend the question. This is the first time that we've really seen an active WWE competitor on a major show in another company, let alone around the world. So it starts to make you wonder what's next. Now, I guess the flip side to that is we saw Carl Anderson, who is still working with New Japan, now working with WWE as well. So something is happening. Nobody's officially told us, but the fact that we've got a contracted WWE superstar still holding a title in New Japan, and now a contracted WWE superstar doing a show in Pro Wrestling Noah, something's up. And whatever it is, I like it.
Yeah, and you also have to think possibly. I mean, I really feel like I need to get my law degree, but I think possibly multiple streams of income, because for a long time WWE was kiboshing like relationships. There were companies that wanted relationships with superstars, and WWE's like, yeah, no. However, if this superstar is on contract and now you contracted this superstar to another, promotion or TV show or whatever, then, you can now take a percentage of that money. Don't take their whole check, but you can take a percentage of the money. That makes sense. And then on top of that, you're aligning with different promotions or TV shows, all that stuff. So now people who might not be super fans of WWE, they see this WWE superstar, because we all have pretty much a computer at our hip. You now look, and now they're attached to that. And then you might want to go and see them on WWE. It's kind of, those type of things. So it makes sense. But that leads us to this question.
Lose or draw?
With Shinsuke, when he first came to WWE, it was like a huge thing, and his career prior to WWE has been amazing, like you guys talked about. Do you think there was one point where I feel like it hit the climax when he started having the guy who was playing like the violin at his entrance, and as soon as that guy left, it was like his career is like just been whatever. So do you think him coming over to WWE as a career, was it a win or a lose or a draw for him?
I think it's been a win. Here's why, because I'm going to say something that you're going to go, oh, yeah, that's right. Do you guys remember Shinsuke Nakamura in TNA?
Yeah, it was very brief. It was very brief.
You guys remember that? And he was shown on like TNA Explosion. He was like just kind of there hanging around. I mean, it's not as egregious as how TNA did Okada, but you know, these top Japanese stars were just kind of in TNA hanging around, and we see that he goes to ROH, has that banger with Kevin Steen back in the day, and then shows up to NXT where he's dominant, multiple time NXT champion, one of the greatest matches, greatest entrances ever, and goes to the main rosters, dominant, wins the Royal Rumble. And then they go and fumble the match with AJ, which I feel like Vince McMahon just had a hard on to completely destroy their Wrestle Kingdom battles, and New Japan was like, I'm gonna just destroy everything, and it should have been such a banger, but instead it wasn't. And I think now under the Triple H regime, we're gonna kind of see this one last run. I mean, Shinsuke's up there, man. Shinsuke's about 40 plus. So, you know, we might get a couple last minute strong style matches with him. And I think the one that's going to match that intensity will be with Muta. Hell, what would the Muta scale be on that? You know, will Shinsuke shed blood? You know what I mean? We know Muta's going to, and we know it's going to be stiff. We know it's going to be strong style.
Shinsuke is 42.
He's 42. Will we have a sprinkle of some little King's Road action in there? Who knows what's going to happen? But I think this is a win for professional wrestling as a whole, that the biggest wrestling company in the world, World Wrestling Entertainment, is actually acknowledging that other federations, other wrestling companies exist, and they're willing to work with them, put their contracted talent on against legends like the Great Muta. So I think it's a win.
I think the run has been a draw. And here's why I say that. You know, he came over to WWE as one of the biggest stars being produced by Japan, period, with all that he had done. And I think his NXT run was top tier. When he came over to the main roster, the greatest thing he did, of course, was win the Rumble, and then the immediate attempt to recreate the Wrestle Kingdom match at WrestleMania. After that, everything for Shinsuke has been subpar. And it's concerning to me. It really makes me wonder, obviously, does Vince McMahon not know how to handle someone like a Shinsuke Nakamura, who should have been top tier? Shinsuke Nakamura should have been the WWE World Champion. The fact that he was never WWE World Champion, and that his title runs as Intercontinental Champion and as U.S. Champion and as Tag Team Champion were all forgettable is egregious, okay? This is a guy who right now Japan is going crazy because he's coming back. And it's unfortunate because this now falls in an interesting list of very successful Japanese wrestlers who have come from Japan and come to WWE and had lackluster careers. Q Kenta. Oh man, it's just a time warp. He just left my head just that fast.
Jacket Time.
Yes, his name will come back to me shortly. Somebody will mention it in the chat. He was a 6-time junior heavyweight champion in New Japan. He was massive and had an extremely horrible run in WWE. So to me, it's a draw. It's one thing to have your name known better, which is great, but what is your name known for? He's not known for doing what he did before. You know, it's Kushida. Thank you. He's not known for being the real king of strong style anymore.
Oh, damn. I forgot about Kushida.
There you go. There you go. The fact that you forgot about somebody like Kushida speaks to what happened to Kushida, you know. So to me, it's a draw. His name is known, but he is not nearly revered as he was in Japan.
Right. Yeah, I feel the same way. I feel like, you know, him and Asuka, and this doesn't mean that they have to be champion for, you know, the whole time that they're at the promotion, but there's a way of doing things. And again, it just is what it is. I always refer to like basketball, right? You know, we have our LeBrons, we have everybody else, and then we have the people who are on the bench, and they primarily sit on the bench. They probably maybe get, 10 minutes for the season, right? It's the same thing I kind of apply for wrestling. You know, there's certain people, they have the talent, they have the just all around presence that even though they might not be champion, you can still handle them a certain way. And two, if they don't have a storyline, and then just write them off. Don't insert them in these random, 24/7 stuff, or some random backstage thing. I would find it a lot easier. On top of that, and I know wrestlers do get this time off, but they should explain it. Not necessarily saying they're getting time off, but like, Shinsuke loves surfing. He just goes on an extended surfing trip. You know what I'm saying? Like you play that stuff in there versus just randomly throwing them in these like things that don't make sense, or randomly throw them in these that don't make sense.
You mean like having Shinsuke Nakamura essentially serve as Nego, as Bape when teaming with Hit Row this past Friday on SmackDown? Yeah,
exactly. Like that doesn't make any
No
sense at
sense.
all. And then it's just kind of like you know what you have. It's like asking, I don't even know what the equivalent is, but like asking LeBron to go and do something that's like this, not like he doesn't have the answer for you. Like, oh, LeBron, where's the mashed potatoes at the, like, he don't.
It's like asking LeBron to play polo.
Yeah, it's not. No, that I think we missed the mark on all our analogies.
Play horse polo.
It's the oh boy, I hate saying this. It's the equivalent of having Beyonce merely singing background vocals for someone. Like, are you kidding me? She's Beyonce, okay?
Right.
She's a star. Let her be a star.
Yeah,
we've got a star here.
Yeah, and just like treat them accordingly. Versus, and I know you push the storylines forward, but you have more than enough people to do. Like you're trying to tell me out of the whole locker room, there's no one else to pick that would mesh with Hit Row. This is what you're saying.
Yeah, so you pick
the whole locker room. Like it doesn't make sense. So I think it's definitely. I don't know what his check was looking like before that. I'm assuming his check is a lot better with WWE. So definitely, again, never against people taking their checks away. However, it just really, I think it also depends on Shinsuke as far as what he wants his legacy to be. Some people are cool sitting on the bench. Like, look, there's a lot of people I want to be in this position. I can't be in this position. I think I deserve to, but I'm going to collect this check and I'm going to do me. So it really just depends on what he wants, like what he feels is great for his career and what he wants his legacy to be. So
I definitely think Shinsuke is going to serve as that bridge to the Forbidden Door. This match, we're going to look back on this match, and this time next year when we get like Okada against Roman Reigns, we're going to know that this was like the situation that set it up, because we got to look at this like this. Remember, Wrestle Kingdom 16 this past January featured the third night. It was Pro Wrestling Noah against New Japan. Okada and Muta were involved in that situation. All right. This now leads to Shinsuke Nakamura, one of the greatest IWGP champions ever, right? Triple Crown champion, had all the titles there is to have. No longer in New Japan, in WWE, but in a match in Pro Wrestling Noah against the great Muta. And Noah and New Japan, they do have some shared history, again, as recent as this past Wrestle Kingdom. And I think that's going to set something up to allow New Japan to get involved with WWE. I think this is kind of like that back door, that bridge to get involved with it. Because I'm sorry, there's no way New Japan could be happy with the way Forbidden Door went down. Right. And there's already reports that New Japan's kind of side on AEW because they want Forbidden Door 2 to be in Japan, do it at the Tokyo Dome. And Tony's kind of like, I don't know, you know what I mean? And it was just such a cluster. I know there was injuries and whatnot, but Forbidden Door could have been way bigger than what it was. So it was like, you know what? If you want to do it big, then you might got to go to the big boys and go to WWE and make it happen, proper channels. You know what I mean? So I think this is going to lead to so much more. And the thought of Okada against Roman Reigns, boy, the money No, the money in that thing right there. So January
You sounded
1st is
like an
going down.
80-year-old
I'm
man. The
excited.
money, the money.
The money right there, boy. Let me tell you, boy. That just made me want to gas up my Cadillac DeVille.
Oh my
Yeah, but I
God.
mean, even think about, I don't want to go too far down the road, but just think about the idea of, Tama Tonga, Tongaloa, messing with the bloodline,
With the bloodline,
like this thing crossing, like it just, the possibilities are endless. And what I think would be smart in a scenario like this, I think Triple H is enough of a wrestling historian, and he's forward thinking enough to go, what hasn't been done before? Because that's the challenge. So many things have been done. You really have to go to a road. That's why it's hard to find these first time ever kinds of matches and first time ever kinds of scenarios, and to think, many moons ago, there was a working relationship between WWE and New Japan, and obviously some parties got greedy and things changed, etc. So to be able to return to that, but it be on a true global scale to where we all can watch and we all can participate, I'm actually scared, because think about it. Mania has to be massive for 2 nights in that big SoFi stadium where all the seats are $7 million a pop.
Right.
Think about 2 nights. How do you make it big? You've got the New Japan Dojo there in LA already. So a flight wouldn't be difficult if you were going to make a match or a couple of matches happen. There are possibilities. So we'll see.
Love the fantasy booking. Yes.
And with that being said, what do we have next?
So from fantasy to kind of an unfortunate reality, dare I say, Carmella opened up on the socials about a really unfortunate situation that has happened with her. She has suffered a miscarriage and an ectopic pregnancy. And so it's scary to think that she has now dealt with 2 pregnancy losses. Now, it's interesting because you may be wondering exactly where she's been, because it's been really, really quiet on the Carmella front, but she's been dealing with that. She suffered a miscarriage back in September. And then after that, she got pregnant again, but today had to be treated for the ectopic pregnancy. So she spent 12 hours in the emergency room on Saturday after experiencing sharp pains on her left side. And then tests and ultrasounds were done, and that's where she was diagnosed with having an abnormal pregnancy. So for those who are unfamiliar with an ectopic pregnancy, that occurs when the fertilized egg implants and grows outside of the main cavity of the uterus. So if it's untreated, it can actually cause life-threatening bleeding for the woman experiencing the pregnancy. So it's a really important time for Carmella, and as you can imagine, for Corey Graves as well. So certainly sending our thoughts and prayers to them. Obviously, we don't know when we'll see Carmella, and that's obviously not nearly as important as her life and as her recovery and the trauma that you're dealing with when you've had, a miscarriage and an ectopic pregnancy.
JD, yes, echoing facts. The professor has educated us all. You can also check out the full article at www.talkpod.com. Yeah, it's we definitely hope everything, especially mentally too.
That's
2
the
times,
toughest part.
One after the other. That takes a toll. So we're definitely sending prayers and, according to Charlemagne, healing energy towards Carmella. And I hope that she does. I mean, obviously, the second baby is something that you want. So hopefully everything works out, and next year we'll be seeing more WWE babies added to the list.
Absolutely.
What else do we have next?
Yes.
Well, okay.
Go. No, G, you first.
Oh, okay. Well, you mentioned your friend Xavier Woods, or at least maybe you mentioned him before the show. I don't know. But Xavier Woods, before the show, I'm sorry. Well, Xavier Woods was featured on a recent appearance on Celebrity Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune is one of my favorite games, and apparently there has been a partnership announced.
Wheel of Fortune is one of your favorite games?
Absolutely. Oh, so you didn't know this?
How old are you, 75? Like my grandmother is...
I'm a
Wheel of
nerd.
Fortune and Jeopardy were like my grandmother's like favorite shows, hands
They are
down,
mine
back to
too.
back.
Yes,
7:30 Monday to Friday.
But
I mean, clearly, G Money, our grandmas watched us growing up, and we had to watch what they watched on TV.
This is fact. This is
We only
fact.
had one TV in the house.
Mm-hmm.
We used to watch in Canada. We used to watch. We came home from school. We watched Young and the Restless because you know we actually had two TVs, but we weren't allowed in our parents' room. So we had Young and the Restless at 4:30, and then you had a little bit of a block. That was a homework block, and then Wrestling Realm.
Yeah.
And then 7:30 was Wheel of Fortune.
Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy, yeah. And I love how like Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy were syndicated, but they came on at 7 and 7:30 everywhere. Like it didn't matter where it was. It came on at 7 to 7:30, no matter where you were. Like that was the time that it came on. It was amazing. But yes, shouts to all the grandmas and grandpas who made us watch Wheel of Fortune, Jeopardy, and Matlock.
Well, and you guys will love this particular story because right around this time last year, my wife was actually on Wheel of Fortune. She was a contestant.
Shout out to your wife.
Nice.
Yeah. She did very well. I was very proud of her. She she did very well.
Yeah, that's how you got time to do this. You just swimming in money, baby.
Don't do that.
Now we know. Okay. Solve the puzzle. MONEY.
Here you go.
I mean, all right. No,
don't do that.
I mean that boy's a bona fide billionaire.
I see what you did there.
That's what he is.
Hilarious.
That's what he is. All right.
Back to the story.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm very proud of her. She did a great job on the show. But yeah, there's a whole partnership between WWE and Wheel of Fortune. They've got a week's worth of episodes that are going to be airing in early 2023. And so what's going to happen with these shows is that each one will have a wrestler from WWE paired with a super fan. You actually can apply to be a contestant for this by submitting a video application and going to wheeloffortune.com/WWE. So if any of you want to be on Wheel of Fortune with your favorite WWE superstar, that's a way to do that. Now, Xavier Woods was on last night. He won $96,000, and he did that for the Gamers Outreach Charity, which is pretty awesome.
Interesting charity too.
Yeah,
it's he's explaining. I think he posted it on his IG. He was saying essentially kids who are ill, this is how they can kind of communicate and talk to others and still not feel as isolated because gaming is pretty much everywhere. So that it's a really interesting concept. The great things about technology versus the terrible things about technology.
Absolutely.
You're paying $20 a month for verification, and you now can say the N-word freely.
Which is insane. Yeah, that part. That's a whole. Which that should have been our heel of the day, but that's another story.
We have time.
Yeah, we do have time. But once again, if you guys would like to be on Wheel of Fortune, the WWE episodes, again, you can apply and submit a video application at wheeloffortune.com/WWE.
Oh my God, there's so many people I'd want to see. I definitely want to see Sammy on there.
Oh my gosh, Sammy.
I definitely want to see Santana because I feel like you have to watch Santana and Nikki's outing excursions because they almost parallel me and Kane's outing excursions. Like Kane is just everywhere, and I'm just like we out here. So I want to see both Santana and Nikki on the show. I definitely want to see Kane on the show because I think they might kick him off the show. Yeah, they might end up kicking him off the show.
I mean, I'm gonna submit just basically clips from WWT Live as my video. I'm gonna be on there. I'm gonna make this happen. Like, oh my God, yes, I'm gonna be solving the puzzle of life. Okay, we're gonna have this go down.
Where is Wheel of Fortune?
It's here. It's in Culver City.
Yeah, it is in Culver City. Show? It is on. It's a Sony show.
It's a Sony. Yeah. So if you do the math, I'm sure it leads to like
CBS. We get the check.
CBS or something, or like the Illuminati. Same difference, really.
I do work for CBS, so
same difference.
So would that disqualify you, TK?
Pardon?
Would that disqualify you from applying?
Well, I'm not trying to be on the show. They wouldn't even allow me on the show. It's like, can you give us more energy? No, I can't.
Yeah. This is it. This is what we got here.
This is all. Are you gonna give me? If you're gonna give me the money, I'll give you energy.
Right.
But you want me to give you energy for the possibility of? Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. At least nobody goes home empty-handed on Wheel of Fortune. You'll at least win $1,000 at the very least. So
$1,000 in Los Angeles.
Well, that's a date at Starbucks.
Yes.
I'm sure.
Yeah, that's like a half a tank of gas, essentially. Yeah. $1,000 is gonna be solving puzzles, but it won't solve your troubles. I'll tell you that much.
Oh my God! And I can see the professor on there too, where like a question comes up or the answer, and he's like, "Did you know that the reason that this came about was because in 1935?"
Just random. Yeah, exactly. He's like, "All right."
It's random fact. Telling the wrestler about something that he didn't know about his own career back.
Yeah. Really? I did do that, didn't I? I did do that.
So don't laugh. That actually happened last night. It was pretty funny. It happened at Battleslam last night. So small spoiler alert: Ace Austin showed up at Battle Slam last night, and nice. I had a conversation with him because he didn't know we had an encounter before. So I told him, we were just kind of going around, and and I said, I got a story for you. He was like, yeah, okay. So afterwards, we're talking, and I said to him, so do you remember Impact Homecoming 2019? He's like, yeah. I said, so you're sitting in the audience, and literally I'm sitting right next to you. And I asked you, what you were doing, and you were like, I'm hoping to get signed, et cetera, et cetera. And like, we went through this whole thing, and I'm like, here we are now. I'm calling your match. It's kind of crazy. So it was a fun story. He was like, really? Yeah.
And to think that's going to be one of the puzzles to solve on Wheel of Fortune.
It probably will.
It is solve the puzzle. But I was at Impact.
The funny thing is, it's likely going to be a number of wrestling related puzzles. I'm just guessing. There's going to be at least one wrestling related puzzle. It has to be. So
can't wait. WheelofFortune.com/WWE. Go ahead and apply. And we're going to be on there, man. I'm gonna make that happen. Watch. We laugh now, but when y'all see me next to Montez Ford, just clap for me.
Oh boy.
Oh man. Well, I wish you all the luck. I wish you all the luck. It will be a lot of clips for us.
Yeah, sure. I was gonna say when y'all see me on Wheel of Fortune, don't say Jack, because Pat say Jack still.
No, sir.
It's gonna do me that.
Yeah.
On Halloween. On Halloween. All right, that's cool.
No one will be.
I understand.
This is Sammy. Oh, Lord, Sammy says I applied. No one. This. Oh my goodness. That's a setup. Okay.
All right. Well, I think this should take us to our heel of the day. How about that?
It should.
Heel of the day.
I was waiting.
Who do we have, King?
Which way do we want to go? Because, go ahead, King.
Well, today is Halloween. Even though I feel like it's been Halloween for at least 13 days. It's been Halloween for like ever.
That's
right?
hilarious.
JD. Wow.
JD.
I got on a semi costume. This is for us. This is for us.
The three of us.
We thought about it.
But if you expected me to dress up, then you don't know the show at all.
TK don't do that evil voodoo. Yeah, she don't do that evil voodoo.
Exactly. He won.
Yeah, and it's one of those things that with today being Halloween, it's Halloween today, even though it's been Halloween for 13 days. People are having a good old time going trick-or-treating, except in one Michigan neighborhood, when people want like fake spiders and some kind of scary stuff in their bags. A neighborhood in Michigan is getting actual scary stuff. Cockroaches. There is a cockroach infestation so bad that they have canceled trick-or-treating. Like, it's not happening. They've shut it down completely. Yeah, because cockroaches. And it's just it was a letter that went out October 25th. It happened in Wyandotte, Cincinnati. I'm sorry, Wyandotte, Michigan. They sent out a letter October 25th saying that the cockroach infestations were so bad that they're gonna have to cancel trick-or-treating to prevent further roach migration. And they're not going to be able to use the streets, use the sidewalks, because roaches are going to be there too. And they're scared that roaches going to get into costumes and get in your house and stuff. And, you know, some people already got roaches, so they ain't tripping. But if you don't got roaches, then, you know, that's correct. So just for those cockroaches.
When you put this, I wasn't sure. It's like, are we giving the cockroaches a heal of the day? Or
yes, the cockroaches are the heals of the day. Yes, those cockroaches need to bug off and let these kids enjoy their trick-or-treating. So, heal of the day, cockroaches ruining Halloween. Heal of the day! That's right.
And not the city for realizing that there's an infestation of cockroaches and they probably should get rid of them. They don't get the heal of the
day. You know what? They can get it too. They dirty city. Like, what's heal up the day? Like, do you really want to admit how like dirty your city is? I was like, y'all gonna tell people y'all got roaches? See, this is why you don't eat everybody food. So all the restaurants in this Wyandotte, Michigan, don't even eat their food then, because you already know, you know, they got roaches.
Wow.
Yeah. That's crazy, because, you know, like they say sometimes you got to open the candy and check to make sure nothing's in the candy. Well, with these kids, you break open a Kit Kat and a cockroach fly out, apparently. So that's what's happening in Michigan.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. So hill of the day, cockroaches in Michigan. Cockroaches in Michigan. They'll be taking on the Motor City machine guns.
Hill of the day because they're gonna be here when we're no longer here.
I mean, they are just doing what they do, right?
It's gonna be like cockroaches and Vince McMahon just here.
Cockroaches, Vince McMahon, and Ric Flair matches. That's gonna be it.
That was good. I'll give you that.
Thank you.
And then also
allegedly. Yeah, but that is the hill of the day. My hill of the day: cockroaches in Michigan for disturbing Halloween.
All right. Did you have another heal of the day, Professor?
No, I'm just gonna. I mean, we really could have gone the route of Elon Musk, but I just.
Yeah, I'm
exhausted. Speaking of cockroaches, I mean, that guy. Let's just wait for it. we still have 4 more days in the week to go. I'm sure there'll be more developmental things happening. But we thought about doing a hill of the day for people saying that they're going to quit Twitter. Okay, you know,
it's
cool,
just like the same amount of people that were going to move to Canada. When
it's like, all right, man, you know, I'm gonna keep it G. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I ain't paying $20 to get a blue check.
I mean, a month.
Yeah, that's $20 a month.
Don't you already have to have the blue check? Or are you paying to have the blue check?
Well, no, because they're actually saying if you already have it, you will need to pay to keep it, and you could lose. So it's both. It's pay to get and then pay to keep.
But then it takes away having the blue check as important.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
You know, it doesn't matter, you know. Speaking of people always trying to do it for a check, did you guys see Bow Wow? Is trying to set
up a completely different transition for that, but go for it. You're there. No, you're there.
Okay.
You're there.
Okay. He wanted to set up a match between him and Swerve Strickland. He tweeted to Tony Khan after tour is over, sign me up. I want a roster spot. So Swerve was on the Hey EW situation or something like that, and mentioned something about Bow Wow. Then Bow Wow mentioned something. Bow Wow versus Swerve Strickland. Not gonna lie, you know.
What are you saying?
Yeah,
I'll take Baron. I was gonna say I'll take Baron Black and Lil Scrappy. You know, like before we get
Well, that
some
was a
Swerve
match.
Strickland. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like kind of already seen it. You know, I'm kind of like I'm good on it. You know, I don't understand what Bow Wow will do against like in a wrestling match. You know, I've kind of preferred already Action Bronson in a thing. Like there's like a plethora of rappers who I will already like prefer to see in a wrestling ring. Is Bow Wow just gonna like Harlem Shake Swerve Strickland to death? Is he gonna go do 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 the Swerve? Like what's gonna go down with that?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, he has been training. I think like 2 or 3 years ago, he said he's been in the ring. I don't know how, how often or if he's been doing it consistently. Bow Wow, this is not his first time mentoring wrestling.
no, it's definitely not, but he seems to be more serious, and it seems to be more than just a match with Swerve
That
that
would
he
be
wants.
funny. I want to see
Yeah.
that.
He has been apparently talking to Anthony Bowens, wanting to be the fourth member of the Acclaimed. He's also been on which is quite interesting. And then of course his whole idea of trying to talk to Jade and Jade just really
I want to
dismissing
see
him.
that though. I want to
Yeah.
see him try to talk to her in person because there's going to be a height difference. I think she's like 5'10" or something, and
Yeah,
then
well,
her just walking. That's the only thing that I would get pleasure seeing.
Yeah.
Then you can go.
I have no interest in seeing him in the ring, and I don't want to be cruel about it, but there's this I've got no interest whatsoever. Like there's nothing that makes me go, yeah, I want to see that. And I'm not sure what would make me want to see that.
It's one of those things where it's kind of like, I mean, Bow Weezy did the verses against Soulja Boy, but that was like music. He wants an actual verses against Swerve Strickland, and he's trying to shoot a shot at Jay Cargill, who actually tweeted him that she did play his music when she was like 7 years old or something like that. You know what I mean? But
I
first of all,
rather see Soulja Boy in the ring than Bow Wow.
Yeah, give us Soulja Boy Randy Orton then. Like, Soulja Boy Randy Orton kind of has some Twitter spats. Now listen, all props to Bow Wow. All of us 5'4" dudes with cornrows and baggy white tees, we pay homage to Bow Wow in our middle school and high school days because in like 12 years ago or what? How old am I? Okay,
like,
20 years ago, baby. 25 years ago, baby. When I was out here young and thugging in these streets, like, so he was the guy, but what is Bow Wow gonna be a luchador? It's gonna be like a doggy luchador. What would be the name of Bow Wow's finisher?
A doggy luchador.
Would it be like the doggy death drop? The Bow Wow Pow Wow.
Oh God. I kind of agree with Ty though. Having it's almost ended because it's one of those things where it depends on how much traction it gets. But it's just kind of like, okay, have Jay just squash him, and it's like, all right, you've now been in the ring, AEW, you can now go and harass other promotions. So I mean that I wouldn't actually mind seeing that too. A kick in I guess it would be his head, just how long her legs are.
Tony Khan, by the way, did acknowledge this. Apparently, it's come on. Let's see, because this is ever changing, and we are live. Tony Khan, did he acknowledge it? Where is it? Yeah, he talked to Bowens. Well, I haven't seen the Tony Khan thing, but apparently Tony Khan. Let me see, Tony Khan. Oh, Tony Khan liked the tweet. He apparently liked it. So, AEW roster, if you never felt bloated before, here comes Bow Weezy, baby. Here comes Bow Weezy. Taekwon says Kane is 5. I am not 5'4". I was 5'4" when I was 12. Yes, when Bow Wow was popping, and we wore very long white tees with cornrows with beads on it. Harlem shaking.
I can't.
Oh, wow.
Hey. Anyway.
Wow.
I would like to see it for those purposes only. Okay. So, and besides Bow Wow, now that Larry the dog is gone. You was with me, Casey. Let's say now that Larry the dog is gone, we're seeing Punk Bow Wow can be the new dog for AEW.
Wow.
But that kind of has racial undertones, so I take that back. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It doesn't even deserve a womp. I don't know what the next level below the womp is, but that was definitely it. All right then. Do we have anything else? Because I think we've definitely beaten that story.
For sure.
You know what? Might just put that one in there.
Put in the box. What else in the box?
There's nothing more to say until
there's nothing left to say.
Yeah.
I mean, real quick, shouts to Sheamus. Sheamus got married this weekend. Sheamus got married. I'm kind of upset that it wasn't a Donnybrook and there was like a massive brawl afterwards. But, you know, I guess civility is also cool at weddings too.
Wouldn't want that. So
yeah. And there you guys see Miro there, who was in the wedding party. I didn't know Sheamus and Miro was like best buds like that, but Miro was there. You see Drew McIntyre as well.
Mm-hmm.
And you see like some guy that kind of looks like Kerry Von Erich right there in the middle.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
it's a Halloween show, guys.
To them.
Yes, congratulations to them.
Congratulations to them for sure.
Yes,
for sure.
Yeah, I was gonna pull up that pic with Seth and Becky was there, and I think they just put a heart on their kid's face. But yeah, he wasn't wearing a kilt. Although I did see this one black guy, he was wearing a camouflage kilt, and he looked pretty like I was like, I can, approachable.
That could work.
Pretty cool.
It could work.
Anywho, do we have anything else?
Yeah, before we get out of here, of course, the world has been talking about Sami Uso, aka Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn, that segment on SmackDown was gold. I mean, pure gold. The idea that you could make Roman Reigns and Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso completely break on live TV while he didn't flinch. That's special. That's special. But apparently there were other plans for not just Sami Zayn, but for another top WWE star that have kind of been put on the side because of this unplanned meteoric rise of Sami Zayn. And that was Kevin Owens. There was talk that they were going to reunite Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens to ultimately take on the Bloodline. But Sami has gotten white hot, and he's that guy right now. And so, WWE, I think, is being smart, letting this thing play out for as long as it possibly can. We did see Kevin Owens on NXT a couple of weeks ago, just kind of doing a quick segment there. But other than that, we haven't seen a whole lot of him as of late, and that's one of the reasons why. But let me tell you, Sami Zayn, he's special. And I'm really glad that he's getting the opportunity that he's getting at the top of the card right now. I've watched that segment multiple times because I couldn't believe how great it was. I mean, everything, the execute, everything. And then he's not being very
he's not being very oozy.
We need to protect Sami Zayn at all costs. He is an international treasure. And he's wonderful.
I'm sure El Generico and all the kids at the orphanage are watching very proudly of the work that Sami Zayn is doing at WWE. He's making them proud. Absolutely.
Rightfully so. Right.
And with that being said, how long do you think that Sami Zayn, the storyline with the Bloodline, is going, because we know, well, another story that's in the box, but we know that this is going to be a pretty long storyline. So how long do we think Sami has with, because he's going to get kicked out. Like he can't be at Uso forever. So how long do you think Sami's going to be a part of this family?
Whoa, why be so negative, TK? Have you even updated the Samoan Dynasty graphic?
Yeah, where have you been? I'll have to take them out, but it has been updated. Have you not seen it?
It has been updated.
There we go.
Updated for weeks. It's been updated for weeks, but yeah,
it has been. It
but,
has been.
I just wanted a reason to get you to show it again. That's all.
I could show it again too. I don't mind.
Yeah, they're going to find a way to break it up by, I think, the Royal Rumble. I think come first of the year, they're going to want to end it because you don't want it to drag on too long. So you wanted to find that sweet spot And obviously this involves Kevin Owens teaming up with Sami Zayn to take on the Usos at Mania. So the situation. Okay, so Ty, I saw that, but then I saw that like it did happen, but I saw like on Reddit, so I didn't know how like authentic it was. It was like kind of on Reddit like a couple years ago, but El Generico is like alive and well apparently again in Mexico with the orphanage. Now I know the fire happened, but he survived it, saving the kids. Yeah, allegedly. Confirm it. We'll confirm it. But I think that Steen and Zayn, even though I wanted it to be the New Day, they might end up in a triple threat, Woods and Kofi. But I think Sammy and Kevin Owens will be the one who take the titles from the Usos. It's already built in for it to happen.
Really?
So
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I think it makes sense. I mean, you know, with Sammy kind of getting kicked out and not having any friends around. But wait, there's your old Canadian homie, your Labatt's Blue buddy, Kevin Owens there for you to help you out. So I think that goes with that. But for now, I'm just enjoying Usi, just being very Usi out here.
Yeah.
I mean, and Paul Heyman's like, hey, bro, we're going to commercial, dog.
Right. That
somebody.
Was
I don't know if that was how it's supposed to end anyway.
I don't think so.
It was just like, bro, we got to get out. Yeah. It was like, Paul, do something, get out.
Yeah.
Like we've just absolutely like lost it. So Uso. Yeah, see, and that was my thing, Ty. I think that because they've been mentioning how the Usos record,
They're about 20 days away at this
point.
Is
getting close to the New Day record. So they're gonna have some type of payoff for that. And then New Day was on SmackDown, and Woods did that promo where he mentioned the Usos. He's like, "Yeah, we come for the Usos." So they're gonna have to figure out something with that. But also, you know, again, Sami Zayn is just him and Kevin Owens since Mania. Whatever they've been given, they've just been killing it. Obviously, Kevin Owens with Stone Cold, Sami Zayn with Jackass, Kevin Owens with the Ezekiel situation, and now Sami Zayn with the Bloodline, which was to be like 3 weeks, and that was it. And he's just taken that and ran with it. And kudos to WWE for taking something that's been so organic. It's like, okay,
yeah,
we're gonna run with it. Sell some merch, which I'm gonna purchase a shirt. Do you guys know what I'm going to use to buy my honorary Oos t-shirt? What I'm going to use? You guys want to know how I'm going to pay for it? I'm going to use my WWE Superstar credit card, baby. Wait, what's tomorrow? I got to pay on this thing.
It's November 1st. I'm sure you have to pay something.
Yeah, eventually. Yeah, that's illegal. All right, cool. Yeah, credit scores. Gotta love it. There we go.
Okay, well, with that being said, Kane, where can everybody find you?
Yeah, feel free to follow me at El Generico. At Kane McCoy, CAINMCCOY. You guys be safe out here, man. It's Halloween. Check your candies, because you know you might open it and there's like
check your candies. I mean the age demographic for our show and the network in general is like 25. So if you are still going out getting candy, I'm not here to judge, but you know, low key.
I was gonna say, and to that point, check your candies whenever you open everything.
I don't know what he just really said. He just said something.
Not sure. Just check your candies. We're for the kids, yes. We're for the children. That's right. I mean, I'm a child of God, so there we go. Still a child.
Yeah, but are you going out for candy though? You know, you could get a 200-piece thing for candy for $20. Like all the candy you want. Like,
yeah.
Do you guys know how I'm gonna buy my 200-piece Halloween candy? You guys want to use my WWE Superstar credit card about my candy? All right.
Are you taking your kid out for trick or treating?
Yes, and Kane? No, I'm not. No. We went to a Halloween breakfast at his school this morning, and so
a Halloween breakfast. What does that look like? They just have
it was cool. They had all the little kids. They were all dressed up, and you know they did their little walking around parade at school before they went over to class. So It was, and he's 3, so
It's,
it
it's
was
Halloween
cute.
pancakes. It's like
Dressed like
Halloween
a-
pancakes.
Yeah, it was cute. It was cute.
What was his costume?
He was a fireman. It's so cute. Little firefighter costume, and he loves firefighters and stuff. It's so cute. Yeah.
All right, well, shout out to Baby Professor.
Yes. He's fun. He's a lot of fun. He's a lot of fun.
And is he watching Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy? Just passing.
Actually, he is. It's
keep
where
the
he learned
legacy.
his ABCs. So it's
keep the legacies
quite
going.
fun.
More importantly, where he learned RSTLNE.
He might. Yeah.
Oh
I see
goodness,
what you did
Professor,
there.
where can everybody find you?
Yeah, you guys could find me at Bonnerfied on all of the socials, of course. Big week ahead. We've got Southern Honor this Friday night, which should be fantastic. We just had Battle Slam Thriller last night, which was pretty amazing. It was a great way to. Someone asked, I think JD asked how my birthday weekend was. Got to commentate on my birthday weekend, and spoiler alert, I did most of the show by myself. So I am pretty excited to see how all that comes out. It was a good night. It was a really, really good night. So that'll be on Fight TV soon. We'll keep you guys posted on that. Southern Honor again this Friday, and more cool things coming up. So make sure you're following and check out the merch, prowrestlingtees.com/Bonnerfied.
Shout out to you, because typically on my birthday you can't find me. Like, you want me to do it's not even scheduled. Like, wait, what?
Yeah.
So shout out.
Yeah, it was
for
fun.
that.
It was fun. Thank you.
But you can definitely follow us on check out our website, www.talkpod.com. Check out our social media, www.talkpod. We are here, WWT, actually right after this show the Wild After Show is gonna be happening tomorrow, because I guess they are celebrating Halloween. So
Fair enough.
that's gonna be happening tomorrow. We do have our Raw After Show, so definitely check that out. That's happening tonight, as far as I know. You can follow me on everything at TK Trinidad. We will see you on Wednesday. Monday, Wednesday, Friday is when WWT Live happens at 3 p.m. Pacific Time, 6 p.m. Eastern. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet. Ciao, y'all.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet.